Space, the final frontier. This is a review show for Star Trek The Next Generation. Its continuing mission to explore interesting plot points, to seek out goofs and continuity errors, to boldly go where no other TNG review show has gone before.
I know it says liaisons here, but ignore that. It's season 6 review show, so just imagine it says that there, right? Just imagine that. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's the TNG review show. Hey. Good evening, everyone. Apologies for that, yes. If you've seen the stream live on YouTube today and thought, oh, they're covering liaisons tonight. Yeah, that was my mistake. I completely got the wrong episode with the wrong week. It is our year in review, or season in review, I should say, this week, where we're looking back at season 6 and just having a general chit-chat, really, about TNG and the season and our general thoughts, and just generally having a chat with the live audience. And yeah, so apologies for that. Very first thing to do this evening is to go around the room and introduce my lovely co-hosts, Maz and McBob. Good evening, Maz.
Hi.
Good evening. Tabby Kids Turner. Good evening, Tabby. Hey. And Chief Sean. Good evening, Chief Sean. Yes, good evening.
Evening.
Chief Sean Rimmer, yes. Yes, how's... Oh, I should say good evening to everyone in live chat, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you all. Happy 2024. It seems like we're in the future, doesn't it, really, somehow? Just to me, because I know
yeah,
old, you know, we've passed all our Back to the Future dates, and, you know, we're well into the future now.
Yeah, we have the Bell Riots to look forward to in August.
Yeah, that's
we have the Irish reunification to look forward to. Apparently that's coming this year.
Oh, is it? My gosh.
Unless Data's wrong, but, you know, Data's never been wrong, I don't think. Nope, yeah. Tabby.
Nope. And if he has, don't you dare say it.
No.
Then I don't want to be right.
Massimo Bob, how are you, and how have you been since our last live stream?
Yes, I'm good. It was a lovely Christmas. Went out for the new year for a change, which was also lovely. So yeah, it's been a good time.
Good, good. Where did you go on New Year?
We went to Pho for Vietnamese beforehand, and then we went for a couple of drinks up at the Everyman Cinema, and then we went on to Steel Brew Co. for their New Year's party thingy.
Oh, nice, lovely, very nice. Cool.
So it's all around Royal William Yard, basically.
Yes, yeah, very nice. It's a lovely area to be in, isn't it? That Royal William Yard. Nice.
Yeah, and then the taxi didn't turn up at 1 o'clock in the morning, so we ended up having to walk part of the way home. That was a bit of a bummer.
Oh,
Other than
that's
that,
not
the
so
night
good.
was great.
You should have given Vicky a call. She couldn't come and pick you up.
Bless.
Tavykins, how was your Christmas and New Year?
Had a lovely holiday. We were house cats for the whole season. The girls got sick, so we didn't take them to the play area so they can infect the entire municipality. So we just stayed home. But they got tablets for the first time with games on it. So not like an iPad. It's just like a kid tablet where you can add all the apps of like the little kiddie shows they see on TV that teach you stuff. And I haven't seen their faces really since. And I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that at all. For once, I can sit down and drink an entire cup of tea and finish it while it's still hot. That was amazing.
Brilliant.
It was so disorienting that I didn't understand what was happening when I finished my tea, and I'm like, oh, that's warm.
Yeah. You can go to the toilet without little hands just like banging on the door the whole time you're in there.
I know. Now if they do disturb me, Mommy, the battery's low. Can I sit over here and charge it and play? And I'm like, yep. Give me some peace. Not stepping over children while I'm trying to cook. So
Yeah.
that was
You
lovely.
need to do what you do with cats. Just get a spray bottle, you know. Psst.
Oh,
Get
they
'em
would
away.
enjoy that too much. All the things that work for other people just don't for my kids.
How are they feeling now? Are they better now?
No fever, it's much better, which is great news, but also insanity for me and their teachers.
Are they back to school already? Are they?
Today was the first day back. I was so happy to deliver them. Should have seen the joy in all the parents' face as they briskly and early showed up to the school to drop off them babies. Like, oh, Happy New Year, Mr. So-and-so. Here's the kids. Woo, bye. So, yeah.
Very cool.
All the parents had a look in their face. Oh, thank God.
Sean, I would ask you how your Christmas and New Year's been, but by the sounds of it, you have the phage.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And the red rose is not my Santa impression, nor have I just picked up a massive Coke habit. I mean, I already had that. It's just, I've got the COVID, so great bit of fun. Christmas was all right. 10 people in the house for 3 days, or 11 actually. I was glad when it was over. It's enough. My youngest niece, she'll be 3 shortly, was there, and she's getting old enough you're able to start communicating with her. But she communicates in toddler French. Now, I can kind of speak French, but, with the toddler and the French thing, it's a little bit of work. But, it's great to see her getting a little bit bigger.
There's a lot of people for a long period of time, isn't it? 11 days.
No, 11 people for 3 days. Yeah,
Oh, 3 days.
My sister has a decent-sized country home. 3/4 of an acre, 4 bedrooms. It's just quite decent. Don't know where she got the money because I didn't see any of it. But even in a big house is not a big house when there's 11 people in it. Yeah.
No. We were a similar sort of affair over Christmas, staying with Stu Plum and Lindy Hop, and unfortunately, because they've got a whacking great big hole in the front of their bungalow, Smile a Rainbow and
course.
myself were on the floor in the in the front room. But and Mazim and Bob there was in a caravan. In the storms,
Yeah,
in a
on the
caravan.
front driveway.
In the driveway. So yeah, didn't quite go to plan, but
But we didn't let it stop us, right?
we didn't let it stop us. We still had a great Christmas anyway. Yes, well, we will show some of our Christmas Star Trek Christmas presents in a bit, a little bit later on. I'll have to turn my camera off for a bit and pop upstairs and go grab it because I forgot to grab it and bring it down. But that's coming up this evening. We discuss our Star Trek Christmas presents. Yeah. Oh, the excitement. Good evening to the people in live chat. So, Happy New Year to you guys. I nearly said Merry New Year. That's not quite right, is it? So a big hello to Stu Plum, a normal sized hello to Ruth. Whatever it is Mr. Tavikins says to us in the live chat there, I'd imagine good evening to you, sir, is probably the response to that. And I hope you are well. I'm catching up with you on the beard front, Mr. Beard. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's not quite there yet, but it's not far off. And good evening to we got Wookie. Oh yes, there's Wookie. Woohoo! There you are, Wookie. We're his favourite YouTube people. Well, that's nice, isn't it?
I'd love to hear Wook.
Wookie, you're our favourite Wookie. So yeah.
Over Chewie?
Well, that's his name, but he's a dog, isn't he? Quite frankly. As much as I pretend, I've got to admit the fact, my Chewie's a dog. But there you go. We've got your full attention this evening, Wookie, because we have no plan. We have no episode to talk about. We're basically here just to amuse you and talk about whatever you want to talk about. So yeah, that's it. The little 5 minutes you get at the end of every TNG review show. Well, you've got that. That's it. that's the entirety of our plan this evening. So yeah.
And if anybody wants to come on, Ruth, I know last year you opened some of your Star Trek Christmas presents on live, didn't you? But if anybody wants to join us for a season chat tonight, we can always post the link as well.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Guessing.
Yeah.
Randomly putting that idea forward.
I suppose there's no agenda, so I suppose there's a happy birthday in order today.
No. Yes, so just to apologise to Ruth, sorry, yes, I know, I said liaisons earlier in the day, but no, it's not liaisons today, that's next week. So, on the bright side, Ruth, you've watched it now, so you're all ready for next week. Yeah.
Yeah, Ruth, we're going to be covering Christmas presents, Star Trek Christmas presents a little bit later on.
Maybe,
so
Ruth,
maybe she did, maybe she didn't.
We'll
I was just
find
going
out.
to say happy birthday to D Space Nine. Would anyone care to guess how many years old or how many years ago was the premiere date today?
I'm going to go with 30.
Okay, any other takers? Higher or lower? Higher or lower?
I think it's a little less. Yeah, I was going to say 26.
Oh, yeah, both of you went lower. It was 31.
31.
31 years old today.
93. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're into
Obviously,
94 with season 7 now, and it was the year before, wasn't it? So, yeah.
Yeah, it was started in January for some reason.
In my mind, all of these things happened in the early 2000s, and that's just how young I am. But when they're like, this stuff was happening in the 90s, and I was like, but I was a baby then.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. I was a baby in the 80s, so I can't
Aw.
edit that. But wow,
Yeah.
1993?
You should have just ended with, I was a baby in the 90s, because we would have all gone, oh, yeah, and believed you. And You could have just ended it there, and yeah, that would have been fine.
In my dreams.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
not my
it was pretty much half. Well, actually, kind of when Deep Space Nine came out around that time, around 93, 94. Sky came on the market, and then they started paying more money for the Star Trek, and started bringing it out as it came out. But previous to that, they were kind of playing it 2 years behind. So, but I said there was that joyful period where you were kind of watching 2 different seasons of TNG and the first season of Deep Space Nine all in the same year.
Yeah,
It was that was pretty magical.
that was peak Star Trek for me. That was like sort of my peak.
Like BBC had it Tuesday nights and whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. I think Sky had it Thursdays, whatever it was. But and then it was good. It was like 3 nights a week. It's like
Yeah. I've got some bad news for Stu Plum. It's completely unrelated to anything we're talking about this evening. But bad news, Stu Plum. Aston Villa have recalled Azaz. We've lost one of our forwards, Azaz, who scored for us on the weekend.
Okay.
So, yeah, sad
What's the story
news.
with Littler? Anyone following that story?
With what?
There's like a 16-year-old playing darts, and
yes, yes.
he's in the final to be
He's
a
in the
world champion
final.
this evening.
Yeah. No, he's mad.
So
You think he could take on Bashir?
probably not. But this is the most 40-year-old looking 16-year-old that you've ever seen. But and I don't even follow darts, but I followed this story. He was playing under 20 darts at 11, and he won like the under 20 championship earlier in the year, which means he got into the World Open, and he's won all his rounds and ended up in the final in his first time competing. Youngest ever player to play in a final, and obviously he'd be the youngest to win it, and he'd be the world champion if he did it. So, yeah, it's kind of, regardless of what sport it is, it's an interesting story.
This is a guy.
Yeah. 16. Looks like Johnny Vegas.
There he is. 16 years old.
Oh my!
He doesn't look
No.
16.
He was getting served at 9. Look at that guy. I mean, he's got a receding hairline, and yeah, that dude does not age well.
Anyway, he's doing really well. He's a sensation, I guess you'd say. Yeah. Just to be clear, any deception with some, maybe Ruth and I are a couple, but I think you guys already know this. We know this, Wookie. Yes. Yes.
When did you guys find out?
When they both went off at the same time. They had a power cut or something, and they both disappeared off the stream at the same time because they didn't have any internet. And we were like, oh wow, that's very suspicious. And then the next week we were like, Wookie didn't turn up. We were like to Ruth, "Where's Wookie, Ruth? I'm sure you know where Wookie is." Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
I've been trying to keep it a secret this entire time now, thinking I've been so good at being quiet, and everyone just knew.
Yeah.
Oh,
Time
Lord.
Lord. Ah, that's a great name, isn't it? I love that. Tired Time Lord. What's the topic? We're talking about season 6 of Star Trek: The Next Generation this evening. That's the main topic. We haven't got there yet, but we're going to be going through that in a bit. We were just generally chit-chatting at the moment. But shall I go get my my TNG Christmas present, and we can do a show and tell on our Star Trek Christmas present? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Shall I start off while you're getting that?
You can start off with your present as I go and get mine.
Okay. I'll it's not, I've just propped it here temporarily just so I can show you guys. But there it is.
Woohoo!
Pretty cool, huh?
Grogu's going to get up to mischief with that guy.
It's weird having my background switched on.
Bring it over, yes. Don't tease us.
So yeah, it's quite big and beastie. Rather cool. It's sharper than I thought it would be, I must admit. I thought it was going to be a bit more prop-like and a little less lethal, but it has been. I mean, you can probably see by the sort of tapering there, but it has been actually sharpened. Yeah, so pretty cool. What do you think?
Tired Timeline wants to know how heavy it is.
I think it's about 4.5 kilos, 48 inches tip to tip. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Just kind of solid stainless steel with sort of leather straps and a little bit of padding underneath the straps as well.
You can always save some for tomorrow.
Comfortable handhold. So yeah, pretty cool, huh? I've wanted one of these for years. Yeah, it's awesome.
And did you show him the other one? Or have you sent the other one back already?
Well, no, we've got a friend who is going to give it to her husband as a surprise gift. Hopefully they're not watching.
It's very cool, isn't it? What batteries does it take? Wookie wants to know.
Yeah, mother batteries. It is, as I say, sort of fair few kilos. So it's not exactly that easy to sling it around. And I need to be quite careful with it as well in terms of, as I'm sort of learning to do different moves and things, not accidentally slicing one of my legs off because it is bloody sharp. So
yeah.
Yes, we could have ended up having another one of our hilarious hospital stories out of this at some point.
We were surprised, nay shocked, at how sharp it was. We thought it was just going to be like a decorative piece, There's not got any, just smooth, like it's just a prop. Yeah. But it's actually really quite sharp. I should
get some sort of edge protector on it so that, as I'm
really
doing
sharp.
stuff, I don't take a slice out of my leg. But yeah, pretty cool though.
Yeah. Yes, you'll just have to be a sort of a TOS Klingon rather than a TNG or anything after the motion picture Klingon.
Yeah, there's a fine line between Klingon and blackface, and when you're doing TOS, I think it's quite hard to get that one right.
You can't really be a TOS Klingon anymore.
No, I think you have to have the forehead nowadays. It's just it's not the done thing.
No, that's right. I just noticed as well. You'll have to excuse the mess. My dog's just defluffed one of his toys, one of his teddy bears. One of his teddy bears is just being murdered on the floor of my office. Yeah.
Murder, she wrote.
Right, shall I go with one of my presents now?
Go for it.
Yeah.
This is going to be very useful for the next time I'm in Ibiza or somewhere.
Oh, nice.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm declaring I want Maharaja, wasn't it? Or something? Jamaharon. Yes. It's a Horgon.
Just a little something I picked up from Risa for you.
Yes. Thank you, Mazima Bob. And really
I
nice.
even painted it myself.
Yeah, it was 3D printed and it didn't come painted. So Mazima Bob painted it herself. Wow. So she's done a really nice job of it. Yeah. Wow. So that's gonna go up on my shelves of wonder over there.
If you drilled out the top of it, it would make a nice little drinking vessel,
Yeah.
For a rave, put a little chain on it.
If you're printing it, you could probably alter the pattern to make the head hollow.
You could.
That could work as well.
Some people have them as like lamps with like light bulbs and like a lamp.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's quite nice. Tabikins, what did you get this Christmas?
I got a lovely personalized drinking glass. It's hard to see. Hold on, because of the emblem, the communicator badge emblem. Oh, it's so hard to see. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
No, we can make it out.
We can see it. We can see it.
Oh.
Do Do you want me to
And
make
it's
you
got
full
the
screen?
Commander Tabbykin's
I can make you full
Turner
screen.
on
Look. There you go.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, I
There
can see
you
it.
go.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
So I'm very happy with it, and I'm gonna pour my drink now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yes.
appreciate a good Star Trek glass.
Has everybody got your blood wine this evening? I just remembered I haven't actually got my blood wine yet. I have a Melbeck. I have a Melbeck blood wine this evening.
I'm being half good in that I've got a Diet Coke here at the moment. But I
Oh,
do
that's
have
good.
a little miniature red in case I fancy partaking.
Very nice, very nice. And my second TNG related present. This is from my daughter. No, it wasn't. This was from my wife. Sorry. This is from Smile a Rainbow. It's a Build-A-Bear.
Ah,
Look at him, look, these little boots. So, yeah. And he's all rainbow colours because he's from Smile a Rainbow.
And
Oh,
his galaxy.
And he's
It's
got
like a
Space
galaxies.
galaxy.
Rainbow.
Yeah. And I love his little phaser. Where is it?
yeah.
That
That's
is the
good.
cutest thing there. I was like, oh,
It goes
Even-
pew pew.
That makes pew pew noises.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so like,
cute.
yeah, he's gonna find his way onto my shelf as well. My little little buddy. I gotta be careful when I leave him lying around though, because Chewie takes one look at
May
him
live
and
up
he's
yeah.
like, I'm really interested
And
in that thing.
he is a red shirt, so
He is. I don't want him to be defluffed all over my floor. So
He is
Yes.
a captain though, so he wouldn't be a typical red shirt sacrifice, would he?
he's a red shirt. He is.
All right.
Smiler like that.
So this is what I got.
Oh,
It's a don't tell me. Oh, not popcorn.
Most dangerous creature.
Not. Oh, it's a
oh, is it?
Is it from Doctor
No.
Who?
No, it's
Lower
from Lower
Decks.
Decks.
Lower Decks.
It's a blood sucking creature or bone sucking creature for the menagerie.
It's so cute.
A
Sucks
Moopsie.
all the bones. Oopsie.
Suck
A
your
Moopsie.
bones.
That's
Look
it.
at it.
Moopsie.
Yeah. And they don't
Yes.
officially make them, so you have to buy them from third-party Chinese websites. And
Adorable.
pretty funky though. It wasn't even. It was
Very
like 12 or
cool.
13 euro, but it's so funky. Big
So
fan of that.
cute.
The most deadly
The
of
most
hunters.
deadly of hunters, and also
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Moopsie.
oh, and he said, "Moopsie, run!"
But they released an episode, for those who haven't seen it, of Lower Decks, where this thing runs around being cute and sucking bones out of people. And of course, they would sell 100,000 of them if they had them for sale. None for sale. No, Paramount didn't make a single one.
Is it a face hugger from Aliens?
And they wonder why they don't make money.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, don't sell the merchandise that you know would sell. It's all right.
they're just like the people who with Star Wars when they had the Mandalorian out and failed to just have miniature Baby Yodas everywhere on the market. Like, how could you even show a Baby Yoda?
Yeah,
and
they
not
were a year
realize
late
they
on them, yeah.
insane. And they had to cease and desist all these people who were trying to sell like knitted versions and kinds they made themselves because people wanted Baby Yoda.
Well, the problem they have is
might have done that.
is the problem they have is that they if they give them to the factories, they'll be leaked. So they can't tell the factories to make them if they don't want to keep the plot point a secret. But they went to such a level to keep the plot point a secret that they, lost millions of dollars. I mean, I don't think they had to be that concerned about a Moopsie. Nobody would have known what it was. They could have just had 100,000 of these out of a factory and just ready to go, but they didn't.
Adorable. Do you like to
Yeah.
snuggle up with him at night in bed?
And I would send you the link to get your own because they were really cheap. It was like 12 or 13 euro or like 20 quid for two. But then they must have had a cease and desist because they stopped selling it after I ordered my one. So it seems like it's gone now.
Right, shall I pull up the scores for the year?
Yeah, you can do.
And I've ordered them. I've reordered them. So rather than being in the order that they were shown, they are in the order in which we scored them, with the winning one at the top. So let's start at the bottom. So we felt that Aquel was the worst episode, well, joint worst episode of the year, along with Rascals.
Yeah, I thought Rascals was better than Aquiel, but yeah, they're both pretty.
But to be
pretty
fair,
meh.
they're both not too terrible. Like when you think of earlier series, I think maybe Aquiel I'm more surprised about. Like Rascals, everybody knows the kids are a bit annoying, but Aquiel, that was kind of like a murder mystery type thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that one with
Space Station?
it was almost a love story for Geordie for a moment.
Yeah,
So
and it was the
creepy, though.
dog.
Oh, that's why we would have scored it low.
Yeah, it was just because it was just Geordie being creepy again.
It was
wasn't
another
it?
bit of Geordie cringe, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that might have
The
been the
Rascals
reason.
episode is also, to me, they're equally as bad. I'm like, no. And I cannot stand the voice of the kid that did Baby Picard. Oh my God. When
Yeah.
he was throwing that tantrum. And I'm like, is that really his voice? Is this dubbed?
Well, he played the nephew of Picard as well, so they used him twice.
Oh, I just could. Oof. No. And really, to me, like that episode made the starship, the flagship of the Enterprise, look like anybody could just get in and take it over. It's like, what? How did this happen? No. So,
Yeah.
boo.
Yes. And then,
But I do
Time
love
Lord
that
was saying about.
Randy,
Sorry, Karen.
sorry, go on, Mass.
I was just going to say, Time Lord was saying about being careful and not getting copyright strikes and things on YouTube, but you've had
Yeah.
that a few times, haven't you?
Yeah, I get it a lot, actually, just from little clips and things that, well, when I've used, freely available samples, other people use it on a song and then copyright the song. Picks up the samples that are freely, available and tries to copyright them. But it's a
There was a
pain.
story where a guy had taken a clip of an old basketball game, and then Family Guy put it up on YouTube, exploiting a broken move you could do that basically guaranteed you'd win the game, and it was using an episode of Family Guy. And someone put the episode of Family Guy without permission. Someone put the episode of Family Guy on YouTube, and the original video, which is there 5 years by the time the Family Guy came up, caused an auto copyright strike, and the guy's channel got banned.
Yeah. It's mental.
No, he got it back eventually, but like he appealed it and they said no, and he had to go to Twitter and get it reported in the news before they did anything about it. Like he really had to work on it.
He was
Yeah,
also saying that Aquiel made him look
Yeah,
up who
that's
Geordie
right.
married.
Yeah, he didn't.
And,
Well, it didn't. It's never confirmed, is it? Not even in the third season of Picard, it was never explicitly mentioned.
Yeah, it is mentioned in All Good Things in sort of passing, isn't it? But
Yeah, but that's a possible alternate future. It's not
Ah,
necessarily
right. Oh, yeah.
the
Although-
future.
Although his daughters have the same
Right.
names, so it's
Yeah.
you're leaning very close to the win there. There's nothing to say that he didn't marry Leah Brahms. It's kind of implied.
I kind of
but
hope
not
he didn't know. That's just creep to me. Like, ew, no.
yeah,
that's kind of
Tom
wrong,
Wilson
isn't
says
it?
Geordie was the must-suffer character of TNG.
Was.
Um,
Poor
Do you think
Geordie.
he was surely not more hated than Wesley Crusher in general?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I think Lexana Troy also gets a lot of hate online, but yeah,
it was a bit of a revelation watching these back now in today's time, and seeing some of the things they put Geordie through from the writing room. It's just like, poor Geordie, because he's a creep. He's a loser. Poor Geordie. Yeah. I saw an interview with him recently, actually, where he kind of said that he was like, looking back at it, Geordie was a creeper. There's no way of getting around it. But, yeah. What's next? What have we got next? So those were our two bottom ones. Very close behind it was Suspicions.
That's the one with the warp drive thing with Crusher?
Was it?
No, that was
No, it wasn't.
No,
The metaphasic shielding technology.
oh
Like
yes,
test
shielding
pilot.
technology.
Oh,
Yeah.
with the shield for the sun and all that.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one.
I was thinking the one where she's stuck in a universe. The way you said that, but yeah,
Joe
that's
Brill.
the right one. Suspicions.
And again, it's the Joe Brill. That's right. It's down so
Yeah.
far because of the really terrible plot holes, right? Of how did he get from there to there and back again several times throughout the ship with nobody seeing him, with all
And he
his
hid in a
clothes
shuttle?
straight from the morgue.
Well, there's clearly nowhere to hide in a shuttle.
Exactly.
Yes, right. Yeah. How did he get there? How did he get?
I mean, it's the size.
Why
it's the
why
size
doesn't
of a
the computer
bathroom.
take track of all this stuff? Yeah. Yes. So Brian was made to suffer in Deep Space Nine as well. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Ah, right. I see
Voyager,
what
it was
means.
Harry.
So it's
Yeah.
not that Geordie is somebody we must suffer, but it's Geordie as a character who is
He's
put
the
through
sufferer.
bad things. And yeah. I
Yeah.
see.
Yes. Harry, who never got promoted out of being an ensign. Poor Harry.
That one's still funny. They were going to put him in Picard as a captain and have him have a cameo,
Yeah.
but then they realized they'd already paid for Tim Russ, and they just used him for 2 scenes rather than paying extra money for Harry Kim. But they'd agreed at all. They just decided it was just cheaper to just use Tim Russ twice. And they're like, sorry, Harry. So they were going to fix it, but no.
He says in Enterprise it was Tucker. I mean, they made him suffer, and then they killed him off in the end.
No, he is not dead.
He's not dead. It did not happen. Yeah, we'll just
That
forget the end
episode
of
was
the
a
season.
holographic representation. It was not a real
It was
event.
not real. They
Yeah.
got that.
Well,
they
there's
got
actually-
that piece of history wrong. In the
There's
holodeck.
actually a very easy way to prove that, because they showed the decommissioning of the NX in that episode, and it doesn't have the engineering section, but when you see it in Picard, it does. So clearly it must be a holographic representation, because that's not something that a holodeck program will get wrong.
Right.
Wookiee, I'm waiting for the
So-
rest of those options. Oh my god, if I had to live sentenced to life in
Can't just be
prison,
A or B, right?
I think I would have murdered her and just eaten her as jerky later on. I don't know if I could do that.
I mean, I was going to say between A and B, I'd definitely go with Keiko rather than a horny Neelix. I mean, that's worse, right?
Oh no, you had to do it. I didn't think there was anything where a horny Neelix.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
A Keiko or B horny Neelix. C that boring
didn't see-
guy.
I didn't see B. Oh, it's on Top Chat. That's
Oh.
why.
Ah.
Yeah,
so Keiko's
Neelix
definitely
starts out-
qualified as horny Neelix.
Neelix starts out in the first episode just conning people into him, saving a woman who's 2 years old so she can be his girlfriend.
I was just talking to the beard about that because that episode gives me the ick. That whole character line gives me the ick.
Well, even
I
then,
was
the
looking
actress
at-
was like 19, and Johnny Phillips was like 35. So even if they were their real ages, it was still creepy.
Yeah, ick. It was just ick. And I was thinking, like, whoever wrote in that character needs to be put on a red list somewhere, and they need to check his computer. Because
Yeah.
just think, oh, we've got this guy, this old man who saves this girl, and That doesn't give you any conflict of interest. I just saved your life.
Yeah, unless you're Leonardo DiCaprio, you can't get away with that.
Yeah, and it's just like, and she's 2 years old, but it's okay because she's an adult. I'm like, okay, no, I'm checking out now. I couldn't do it. You can't summarize that and not have people go, what?
Yeah. I put a link to the Time Lord's YouTube channel in the chat there. He's, by the looks of his videos there, he's currently reviewing TOS. Looks pretty cool. So, yeah, if everybody wants to check out that in the live chat, yeah, go over and check out Time Lord.
I am just now starting to go through TOS slowly, as well as Voyager painfully. But I'm looking forward to seeing a TOS review. So that'll be nice.
Yes. What are you thinking of TOS then, if you've started? Be kind.
I really like it. It's my second, like the style, the way it's aged back then, to me it's just like perfect. Like if you grew up watching oldies, like these old movies, black and white movies and everything, and the orchestrations in the background and the campy acting, I loved it. And you have to understand, like, that acting from that age came from the schools of people who were teaching you how to do silent movies. That was the curriculum. So of course TOS is like dun dun dun, and like the acting was just like over the top because you had to tell the entire story. And back then, when you see the scripts are lean. Like they have the smoothest lean scripts ever. You could not get on that show, to me personally, back in that day and write for episodes if you didn't have that ability to be lean. Even if the storylines and the plot lines were questionable, they had a lean script, and I liked it because it would just be Spock saying something, something, something. And in my mind, it ends up telling you a paragraph worth of stuff by the way they formulated that sentence and the way he acted it. I love it. And the music, the old music and the makeup, all of it is just wonderful. It's like, I don't know. It's like a time machine. I love it.
You know something bad's going to happen when you hear dun, 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 dun. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, I love it.
I think the other side of the acting is, back then, TV acting and film acting were still relatively new ideas. So most people were theater actors. They say when you're acting on a stage, you're playing to the back row. You're not playing to the front row. And the back row could be way, 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 way back. So, if you punch someone with a little jab like that, people that are 20 rows back, they ain't going to see that. So you have to do big haymakers to make sure if you're doing a fight, that everyone understands that. So it's probably a lot where that culture's coming from.
Dun, 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 dun.
Cable guy, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm up time.
Yeah, that's pretty brilliant.
That's just got me copyrighted. That's got this stream copyrighted right there. Is it?
Really?
No. Yeah, no, it's great, isn't it? It's great. I love that. Yeah. And I also like the fact that, rather than in TNG where they, Roddenberry purposely made it sanitized and everybody just gets along, it's a perfect society. At least with TOS, you had that kind of combative relationship between like the top three where they didn't agree with each other and they almost heckled each other all the time. And
well, I think they were kind of trying to play the devil and the angel on your shoulder kind of thing.
Yes,
I think they were
Kirk's.
They were supposed to be the one character almost sometimes.
Yeah, the logic and the passion. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone broke it down really nice that like the trio that they included, like they have it in all the Star Treks where there has to be a core three where they're representing I think it's the id, the ego, and the something ego. I forgot the third one. So you've got the reasonable guy in the middle. You've got
Super ego.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and you've got the
Yes.
overdone one. Ooh, thank you. Also, Ruth and Smiler popping right in. And I do love it, and they keep that core because it's one of the writing and television icons, the solid three, and you have that chemistry.
Next up, we've got Man of the People. Man of the People.
You know, its score is low when you say the title, and we're like, "What the hell was that about?"
Oh,
What?
that's the one where Deanna gets older, so the ambassador stays young. Do you remember he comes on with his
Oh,
elderly
right,
mother,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
The rape, more rapey episodes.
Yeah.
yeah, there's two of them in the same season with Deanna. It's weird.
Yeah. So I would have to say it's Jordy has to suffer, and Troy's got to be assaulted.
I mean, she was forcibly impregnated once. She's mind raped twice in this season, and then again in Nemesis. It's a weird ride.
It's like I feel like people need to be questioned behind the scenes. It's like, excuse me, this is becoming excessive. Do we have a problem? HR wants to sit in on the write-ups. So I don't know. It's gross.
It's gross. It's and it's the horrible rubbery latex masks and yeah. After that, we've got Rightful Heir.
Oh, wait. Was Man of the People the one where she was acting a bit off and she got some of that young Officer Strange?
I don't think that
And
was
Riker
the same
walks
one.
in and it's like,
Oh, we got the wrong
I think it
one.
was, wasn't it?
No,
No, I
that's a
think-
different one.
She was being like a cougar or something. Or I don't know, maybe that was in a different one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that
Are you
was much
sure?
later.
that's not the same episode?
No, that's a different one. I can't remember which
Isn't
one
it
right
the
now.
one where
but
she starts getting older and older and older?
No, that's a different one.
Okay, then what
I
episode
thought
are
it
we
was that
talking
one.
about? Damn, how many times does this woman get
Well,
assaulted? You can't even
maybe-
keep up with how that one time. What the hell?
Hang on, let me have a quick look.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
It's the one
It
she gets
is, yeah.
older, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
where
no,
she
it
slowly
is-
starts
it is
getting
the
that
same one.
Bride of Frankenstein hair.
Yeah.
It is the same one. Sorry.
Okay.
It makes her be all lustful towards him, doesn't it? And she gets jealous because she doesn't want anyone else near him and stuff. And eventually, they psychically blow it back in his face, and he like withers and dies into an old man almost instantly in front of their eyes. Type
Yeah.
thing.
Gets a dose of Dorian Gray, and he failed all of
He
his roles.
does. Yes. Yeah.
Roll a one on that one. No saves.
No. Rightful Heir. This is where they bring Kalis into it, isn't it? And Worf goes off to the Klingon. You know, he goes off to meditate, doesn't he? And try to conjure an image of Kalis to come forth to him. And it works really well. And he appears for reals. And everyone's like, oh, wow, that's a very powerful vision. And but he turns out to be a clone.
That's pretty cool, though. If you clone someone and it also has patches of their memory, like making a clone would just be like, oh, okay, just a organic copy machine. But that they could actually implant stuff in it, and this person feels whole enough to be confident. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I liked it. I like that bit of it. But nice.
Did they program everything into him though? Do you think? Like
They programmed all the stuff that they knew about his memories from tech, so he couldn't pull back like first-hand details. Like
Do you
he
think-
didn't know the name of these people he named in the lore.
do you think if he went for a shit, he went to the toilet for the first time? He walked in the toilet and was like, "No,
What is
that?
this? Or looks down and go, are there supposed to be two of them?
Well, yeah. What am I supposed to do with these?"
Like, be like, he goes to the bathroom. It's like 3 seashells for him. What is what?
Yeah. 3
How do I?
seashells. Brilliant.
Time Lord.
Yes. Yes. He convinces Garon not to murder him. Yeah. They could just keep producing K-lesses, couldn't they? And
Oh man. See, Time Lord, me and you are on the same page. I'm looking forward to going to your site because he's already used one of my favorite words, hobo, and I've referred to another character in this season 6 as a hobo in my breakdown of the episode. But we'll wait until that spot. See, hobo. It's a perfectly fabulous word.
if I sang, "There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road, that's where I long to be," does that mean anything to you?
The littlest hobo, right?
Hey, the littlest hobo. Yeah.
Oh. I gotta look that
TV
up now.
series.
It's a really old American show, Toby.
Hobo is just a funny word to me. Hobo.
It was a bit like Lassie. It was about a little dog, or like the Incredible Hulk. You know how like Bruce Banner, we just like walk the streets and every episode like come across someone who need helping. Well, it was like a tiny little dog that would just like walk across America, and every week it would come across like a family or a group that needed some kind of help, and the dog would help him out, and then he'd be like, "I'm going to keep you forever and call you George," and then the dog would just wander off down the street again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there you go. I'm showing my age now. Yeah.
Out of interest, I just did a quick bit of analysis of IMDb episode scores.
Oh yeah. How are we tracking?
Well, there starts at the bottom with Man of the People, then it's Aquiel, then Suspicions, then Rightful Heir, then Rascals. So
Wow.
they're in a different order, but their bottom 5 are the same as our bottom 5, just in a slightly different order.
I'm also looking at that, and the season looks kind of like misweighted, doesn't it? To later episodes in the season seem like more near the top, and in the main, the earlier episodes seem more in the bottom half. I'm just looking at the distribution of numbers there. So it looks like a season that continues to get better as the season goes on, type thing.
Just going back to what you were saying about getting older. Ira Stephen Bear, of all people, get mentioned today because he was mentioning that he briefly worked with Terry Nation. Today is the 46th anniversary of the airing of a BBC sci-fi classic you may have mentioned before.
Hold on, sorry, how long?
46 years.
46 years.
Wow. I wasn't even here yet.
Uh,
Chilling out in the ovaries.
Blake 7?
Blake 7, yeah.
Oh, how good was that? I'm worked that out.
But Ira Stephen Bear worked with Terry Nation. It's a bit odd, but there you go.
I loved Blake 7 as a kid. I absolutely loved Blake 7. It was great. Yeah. Wookie would cry every week watching The Littlest Hobo. Oh, see, Wookie knows what I'm talking about. Have I heard the Lily Allen Hobo theme mashup? No, I will try to find it and play a little bit of it before I turn my stream off. Give it a go. Just talk amongst yourselves a moment.
All right.
I wonder
Go ahead.
are there people who do covers of songs, so you can play them on YouTube, so it's a cover, but like it won't get copyrighted.
Could be this one. Was it that one? Don't know.
He is oh, sorry.
I can't hear it either.
Oh
must
no,
have
you
not
can't.
been.
When I do that, sorry guys. No, they could at home. They couldn't live chat. Just you guys couldn't hear it. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Tabby, you were saying?
Tired. If you don't know Tavi, she's ex-Air Force, so she's very much on your page.
Yes.
So yeah, I appreciated Jellicoe when I saw him. I'm like, oh, yeah, he knows what he's doing. And,
She got kicked out of the Stargate program for asking questions.
Yeah.
Good the beard is watching Stargate right now, and I love it because I'm sitting there going through Stargate, and my favorite sci-fi breakdown when people are wanting to watch stuff is Star Trek is the prime directive, and Stargate is your gods are false. Here's some guns.
Yeah. You're not giving them crap about like the medals being in the wrong order, or the lapels not being straight, or shoes not tied the right way, or anything like that.
I refuse to watch it. I was like, enjoy it. I'm happy to see an actual Air Force uniform there. I look at the rank, but I pull my head away because actually the first thing that pisses me off is when the females have their shirt on and you have these tie tabs and they're crooked. If you had a crooked tie tab, I swear to God, you would get curb stomped before you got into work showing up with a crooked tie tab. And they got them in the movies. I'm like, can't you just pin it? Just put little Velcro patches, something. Don't do it. And the entire episode would be going by, but I would just be zeroed in on that tie tab. And I was like, they ain't got nobody there telling them nothing. They let you buy it?
Just one drill sergeant there to keep the uniform straight? No.
That, it's pretty cheap. Drill sergeant would have done it.
Time I figured that their services would have been folded into Starfleet. Yeah, you would have thought so, wouldn't you? And it'd be like the same sort of divisions of Marines and we're kind of looking at a kind of Navy kind of scenario, aren't we?
Well, I mean, yeah, the Air Force came out of, well, in America anyway, actually in most countries, the Air Force came out of the Army and the Space Force came out of the Air Force, so it's not there is technically a Space Force in America, so it's not a million miles away from the realms of possibility that that's the way it would work.
Yeah.
He says the U.S. Marine Corps, he assumes it would be part of Mako, and is that in Enterprise Mako? They have these
that's an Enterprise.
soldier people.
Yeah. It's in Star Trek Beyond as well.
So I liked it. I thought it was seamlessly done, especially when they're doing the naval reference. Like Starfleet is very much like the Navy, but then you've got the military ones, which is like Marines. They were the ones that were jumping from pirate ship to pirate ship, or actual ship to ship, bombard jumping cannons.
Shouldn't the Enterprise have Marines? It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Oh no, let's just beam down all our senior officers. That works.
Yeah, that's
in pajamas.
Yeah,
I was surprised if they'd had like an away team outfit, like a more tactical kind of.
Yeah, don't have a security team of Marines that just train like 20 hours a week and are just up for this. No, just those guys sitting on the bridge for hours upon hours, out of shape. Yeah, send them down. It's fine.
Send your diplomats down to get shot first.
I actually do love Starship Troopers. It's a great film. It's one of those films that I think's aged fantastically.
Yeah, it's great.
Troopers. How is that even possible?
You haven't seen Starship Troopers?
I must have.
You must.
It's one of those things that I've either seen or I know so much about it in reference that I've basically seen it through clips and references.
James Verhoeven did it, who did RoboCop. It's got a lot of satirical humor in it.
Very satirical.
I mean, there is a lot. I wouldn't say it's the same as RoboCop, but you can tell the same guy made both films.
You can tell that it's got very similar themes, but it kind of it's satires, sort of like fascism, and kind of paints a really nice picture of this lovely happy planet Earth, but under the scenes you can tell that you can't vote unless you don't become a citizen unless you serve.
Yeah, it's a China style dictatorship.
Yeah, and you
Or,
don't
sorry,
have
a
any
Chinese
rights.
democracy. Yeah.
You don't have any rights unless you're a citizen, really. And
Evil Time Lord, he's ducking out.
good evening. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out. It was nice to see you,
Alright.
and everybody check
Time Lord,
out Time Lord's channel. Yeah.
Time Lord, we may need to get a TARDIS evaporating sound for you. Not evaporating.
Yes, we need a sort of asthmatic wheeze, don't we? I'll just breathe in. Yeah. Yeah. But it's really clever when you look back at it now and you think to yourself, there was no way for the bugs to attack us, like when they attacked Buenos Aires with a giant space rock. There was no way for these bugs to send a asteroid from one end of the galaxy to the other in the space of a few hours to blast the planet Earth and mobilize the entire planet to go wipe these creatures out. It was obviously the government that did this to themselves to mobile. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like you see these layers in it, which you might not have noticed like the first watch through.
Yeah, it's called a beer hall putsch, because that's basically what Hitler did. He burned down his own party headquarters in order to declare martial law. Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. And at the end of it, you got our main hero like taking the Roughnecks out, and he's like, "Roughnecks, hoorah!" And like, it's just full of like 12-year-olds and things. All like tiny kids. It's just the next wave, like into the machine. Brilliant. Very, very clever. But also the amazing thing about it is, you watch it now, it still looks fantastic. The CGI, the makeup, the effects, the space battles, it still looks like a terrific film, even though it was made in the 1990s, even today.
Well, all the spaceships are all practical, and they use a lot of practical. They use a little bit of CGI here and there, but they worked in the practical wherever they could. If there was a CGI creature, it was in a real environment, and they did a lot, and they mixed it up kind of like Jurassic Park. They mixed up real and CGI, but also I think thematically, it looks 90s. But it doesn't look dated like a 90s. It looks like a film that was set in the 90s film now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like they deliberately made it look that way, as opposed to a film looking dated. I can't explain that any better, but I hope you understand what I mean.
And the military styles are all kind of World War II as well, with the
Oh, they're all Nazi uniforms. Yeah.
like Nazi uniforms. Yeah.
Oh, it's very deliberate. They all have Nazi uniforms.
He also directed Total Recall. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I drank
Which
this
again is
beer
great
too
film.
fast. I got buzzed. What?
Don't tell me you haven't seen Total Recall.
What? I've seen Total Recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colin Farrell was great in that.
Oh no, Sean! How dare you? But
I'll get my coat.
Who was in Total Recall though? Star Trek related.
I know this. The guy who keeps saying how many kids. Oh, Bob Picardo was. Yeah, he was the Johnny.
That's
Cal.
what I was thinking
Robert
of.
Ricardo.
But
I was thinking the bald. I was like bald.
The guy who keeps saying how many kids he has, he had a role in Star Trek somewhere. Oh, Jellicoe was your man Jellicoe. Oh no, he was in RoboCop.
He was,
Yeah.
yes. He was the head of the OCC place, wasn't he? Yeah.
Excuse me for a moment, Wookie. It's not the same one you're referring to, but yes, I am a fan of the Duke.
Yes.
Probably.
So you know the taxi driver. He keeps going, "Hey, I got 5 kids. Hey, I got 4 kids. Hey, I got 6 kids."
Oh,
you know
yeah,
that guy.
it's always different, yeah.
He played the gull that takes over from Damar at the end of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. The last 2 episodes is like Gull Lebrec or something. and then they kill him for in the very last episode. He's only in it for 2 or 3 at the end, but yeah. So
And of course,
amazing I went to him and not Bob Picardo first, but don't ask
yes,
me.
because Robert Picardo was Johnny Cab.
Oh,
An artificial intelligence.
I didn't even know that.
An artificial intelligence based on Robert Picardo.
I know. What a crazy idea. That'll never take on.
Can you just show a photo of Johnny Cab there, just to show how well they modelled Johnny Cab on his actual features? They didn't have to do it, but it looks just like him.
Hang on. Let's.
What's the next episode though? While you're doing that.
Hello.
Hang on. Here we go. I'll share this properly. Hang on, so that you can get the full thing. I just got to stop sharing it like this and share it in a way that they can hear it. Hang on a minute. Bear with me.
Bear with.
Sean, you're muted.
I'm just saying how much his mannerisms are like the EMH even in this role.
There you go. Somewhere
Son of
here.
a bitch gotta be around here somewhere.
Come on, where's Johnny Cab? Oh, this is the wrong clip. I didn't mean to do this clip, I don't think.
Hello.
Oh, there you go.
I'm Johnny Cat. Where can I take you tonight?
Drive! Drive!
Would you please repeat the destination?
Oh, anywhere, just go!
You can hear Robert
Please
Picardo though,
state
can't
the
you?
street and number.
Shit!
I'm not familiar with that address. Would you please repeat it?
How dare you do that to Johnny Cab? Anyway, that was Johnny Cab.
Oh my goodness.
EMH mark -20.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Where's my spreadsheet gone? Oh, there you go. Right, so we were up to lessons, which is that's Picard.
The one with the
falling
love
in
interest with the lady from
with a
Stellar Cartography.
Stellar Cartography, yeah, yeah. It's a bit of a boring one, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, man.
I'd give it a 7. Don't know why.
I think it was well. It was well enough written. They wrapped it up nice, but like there was no steaminess. There was no desire to see that become erotic. It was so like Jane Eyre, Little Women, boring. Like, is this? She might as well have been like the Star Trek Sense and Sensibility. I know all these books are probably thrilling for some people, but when you're reading, you're going, please move on. Oh, sir, would you like to play piano? We can play piano together. Look, I'm going to roll out my fake piano. Your shit playing on that flute is actually quite good. Let's play together. Mary had a little lamb, clunk, 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 clunk. Oh, it's very close to you. It's just... I just wanted to, it's like, no, I don't want to see these two people knocking boots.
That was a whole review of the episode there in miniature. That was, well summarized. Yeah.
I think we can get these reviews down from 2 hours down to about 45 seconds. Just have Taffy do them.
Yeah.
And I think I penalised this one particularly because of the problematic fake piano. I just couldn't. It was really hard to look at it. Like, what piano ever has 3 white keys in between 2 black keys? It was just awful.
Does no one on the entire Paramount lot know what a piano looked like?
I know. It's like, it's the sort of thing you don't have to be a pianist to just know the basics of what a piano looks like, or just look at a picture of what one looks like. Just, yeah.
And then
So
there's
bad.
Picard playing with the fake hands, with the big, hairy, wide, really fat hands.
Yeah.
And he's standing there.
Oh,
Some of those shots are really awful.
It feels a bit like we're just doing TNG bashing in this episode.
Well, it's only because
Well,
we've got the
right?
bad half. It's going to get better,
the
isn't
low
it?
end.
So at the bottom,
We're going to be gushing. We're going to be gushing in a minute. We're going to be gushing. Stu Plum says he watched Total Recall, but he can't totally recall it.
It's okay. We can remember free wholesale.
Yeah. So who's Dick? Why are you a fan of Dick? Philip K. Dick.
Philip K. Dick.
Dick.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of sci-fi books, including we can remember for your wholesale, which is Total Recall. And what's that one with Will Smith with the robots? iRobot. Did he do that one as well?
Yeah.
I think he did.
And then at number 20, whatever it is, 22, we've got Relics, which I'm disgusted with, as you can see, because I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I must admit on IMDb that's rated as the 3rd best episode of the series.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the first one where we've really deviated from what IMDb
Well, I
says.
blame Tavikins in the audience, mainly, giving it 5s.
For what?
You gave it a 5. That's why.
It was a meh episode.
It wasn't meh. We saw the
was
TOS
meh.
bridge. It was nostalgic. We
got Scotty back.
We got Scotty back. We saw Dyson Sphere. A Dyson Sphere.
The mechanics, the space mechanics threw me off. Couldn't do it.
And, yeah. The Bridge of the Enterprise, no bloody A, B, C, D, C or D. And all that jazz. And they're trying the drink that is it's
Green.
It's green. Yeah. But no, it's down there in 22nd place. A travesty, I tell you.
It remains such a big part of my memory of the show. It's strange it stays so low, but hey, look, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
That is it. It is a group choice, and as a group, we live and die by the group, and that's where we put it, down there.
You can't buy me with nostalgia.
No, I can't.
And in defense, I if it's a shitty episode, I will rate it that way. Even if it's a Data Lore episode, which gives me so much pain but pleasure at the same time.
It's true. Yeah. And then we've got Realm of Fear, which is Geordie gets caught up in a transporter accident, I think, or something like
He
that.
does.
Yeah.
Is this the one where he thinks his mommy's on a planet? No.
It's Barclay, isn't it? Sorry, Barclay. He sees things in the
So I was
transporter.
about to say, I just
He
wanted
sees
to check
He
first.
sees a little worm.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, he sees a little worm, doesn't he? And again, a little surprised that that's this far down, but it just goes to show the quality of this season, really.
Yeah.
That I think that Relics and Realm of Fear and episodes like this would probably be higher if it was in another year, in an earlier year, maybe.
Yeah, Realm of Fear doesn't have enough of a plot for me. It's a long time to go with just an A plot. That's the main issue.
Yeah, and everybody agreed with just kind of 6s across the board, apart from me, ever the optimist. And then we got True Q, a Q episode in the bottom half of the season, and not one of the great Q episodes.
Probably the weakest of the Q episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was True Q about again?
This is, I think, there's a girl comes on board who turns out that she's like an abandoned Q that's been raised as a human, and Q comes to take her away. And initially, she's like, "No, I want to go out with Crusher."
Riker.
And, was it Wesley in this episode? I can't remember.
She was with Crusher, but she was trying to get up on Riker.
Yeah.
Oh, she wanted a mustache ride for sure.
I thought her character was pretty cool because actually she was human. She was really human. She just was a human that could manifest Q powers. So she wasn't Q originally. And they didn't give a shit about her until she started manifesting the ability to do some of that stuff. I wonder if her and Q Jr. get along, because they're like the weirdos of the species right now. I mean,
And
they
if they
did say
don't,
were.
it's like bad news for galaxies, isn't it? Because like galaxies start exploding and things when Q don't get on.
Do you know who played young Q Junior?
His actual son.
Yeah, the Keegan Delancey. Yeah,
We'll get there one day.
and in about 15 years. He did a really good job, but he has no acting credits. He just did that one role pretty much.
You didn't want to do anymore.
But as best I can tell, he didn't go into acting. But for whatever reason, he knocked it out of the park. And not really known for anything else.
You want
he
to
was
be
in
like
few
a
other things,
UN
sorry.
guy or something with Iran or Iraq.
I take it back. He had about 8 credits. Sorry, and that was his last one.
And then we've got the chase. So that was Picard, his mentor, his archaeology mentor from Starfleet Academy, came on board and tried to convince him to join him on a hunt. And Picard turned him down. But then he got murdered, and it sort of set them off around the galaxy, chasing these clues to find a farewell message from the sort of progenitor race that sort of spawned all us bipedal life forms throughout the galaxy.
He's lucky that guy bumped into him and tried to ask him to leave his freaking job. Because as the episode goes on, there's no way that the Starfleet, even the archaeology guy on his own, would have reached that end before being completely wiped out by Cardassians and Romulans and Klingons. He never would have got all the pieces. They were already too far ahead of him, and they had full-size starships.
That's true, yeah.
So, and like if Picard wasn't the captain of the flagship, it just never would have happened. Because I'm always thinking, if you really wanted Picard to like stop what he was doing, why didn't you just ask him to take like a sabbatical? Be like, hey, you got leave? I got the deal of a lifetime. Take your leave. Go off for a year. Oh, good night.
Ruth's not feeling very well.
Night, Ruth.
Night,
Hopefully you
Ruth.
feel better.
I'm sorry you're not
I'm
feeling
feeling that
very well.
too.
Yeah. Poor Ruth. It's going around though, isn't it? With COVIDs and all sorts of things. Everybody seems to be
There
going down with
was
something.
Well, there could be more to it. I don't want to go all conspiracy theory, but there was a new pneumonia outbreak in China like a month and a half, 2 months ago, which wasn't fully explained or diagnosed, and I got a little bit of deja vu, or you might say I got a little bit of deja vu.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of deja vu. Anyway, there might be more to it. We'll find out in a couple of months, but certainly there's a dose, and yeah, at Christmas obviously it gets caught up in everybody, and it's in me.
But would it give you any deja vu? That's the thing.
Give me any?
Deja vu? Any?
Perhaps.
No. Maybe. So next up, we've got Birthright Part 2, taking a departure from Part 1. So we didn't think the second part of Birthright was as
I think
good
we
as
gave
the-
a massive boost to Part 1 because I had Deep Space Nine in it.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's...
And then everyone was like, yeah.
Deep Space Nine! Yeah.
In HD.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think maybe the mystery and
Nice.
doesn't really fit on top of my
Not quite.
I think the mystery of that, and then when we get into the actual, like, Worf having to convince the Klingons to leave the sort of Romulan prison, it's maybe not quite as exciting a storyline as the initial sort of intrigue and chase from the first part. And next up, we've got Quality of Life. What was Quality of Life? Anybody?
Yeah,
quite low on IMDb
Wasn't
as well.
that
yeah, that's the one with the
Barrett?
peanut hamper. What do they call them? Exocomps.
Oh, the Exocomp episode.
Was it the Exocomp episode?
Yeah. Data observes the mining tools become sentient
Yeah,
beings and
Barrett.
fight for their preservation.
Yeah. And yes, turns out to be a life form. Did you say that one's quite low on
Do. Tiny
IMDb?
little
Yes.
life forms.
It's blah 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 blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from the bottom on my IMDb.
It got straight 7s and an 8.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's certainly not bad.
Yeah,
scores.
I think we were all
It's
just
pretty
very
good
generous.
episode. Good canon.
Well, it was a lovely data episode, and I'm gonna die on that hill.
Yeah, you're not gonna like next week's episode.
Schisms, which is a scary one, isn't it?
Oh, that's the night terror one. Yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Enjoyed
And the
that.
clink, 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 clink.
Nice to get a
that's
bit
great.
of horror.
They sort
Horror
of go to
on
the
Star
holodeck,
Trek.
don't they? And there's like, there's a scissors and a table and clicking
Oh
noise.
yeah,
and,
they cut off Riker's hand. So good.
Reattached him.
yeah. It's never nice to find out your hand's been removed and reattached and you don't even realise. Nasty. I think that probably, for me, historically, has always been higher. But I gave it a 7, so... but that is
It's
one
think
that
it's a
I...
bit
another
slow in
example of
places,
how this season sort of moves away a little bit from, Gene Roddenberry's original vision. It's not all nicey, sort of lovely future. Like they've got some, some quite a few sort of more dystopian views of things with Cardassians and with Romulans and various missions and people being tortured and captured and, mind effed and things. And this is another example where they've done like almost a horror show. I think this wouldn't have so much been for Roddenberry's taste, but it's nice to stretch the boundaries and do something different.
Yeah. Wookiee's making me laugh there. He thinks the chase was expecting something to do with Benny Hill. And Sean, you said a straight 7. How do you know
Straight
the
7.
Straight.
With an 8. Sorry, I said yeah.
A 7 can be bent if it wants to. I mean, it's kind of like, but- yeah, anyway.
Oh my goodness! I just now
In my
understand.
defense, I'm the only one who gave it an 8. The rest of you did pick 7s.
Yeah. Okay. Frame of mind is the next one.
Frame of mind.
Frame of mind.
That's the Riker shattering reality episode.
Oh, that's a great episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty. I like that one.
See, the thing is, it's weird, isn't it? Because like Birthright and Relics and Schisms are episodes I watch from this season a lot, and Frame of Mind's not one that I would particularly pick out. But actually, it was a really, really good episode, and I thought Riker did a really good job with it. Again, it's sort of mind-bending, kind of darker sort of TNG episode. As you say, it's from that departure from like the Roddenberry kind of era.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was. The plot was a little bit weak in places. It just relied too much on the A plot, but the it had a nice premise and it was very different. And after 130 episodes in, making a completely new episode is hard to do, but they did it. So yeah, I respect it.
I liked it. The concept of it was really nice. The mind mix, and it was one of those episodes that like fucked with you. And every now and then, it's nice to get fucked with.
Yeah, same with Schisms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't quite sure. It was like, well, is he in the Enterprise? Is he in the Enterprise, but like having flashbacks of being on the planet, or is he trapped in the cell on the planet and they're making him think he's in the Enterprise? And in the end, it turns out it's neither of those things, or it was all a fantasy, and he was tied to a table. Yeah, did mess you around. It's quite clever.
Is my munching too loud?
No, you're all right.
No. We're enjoying it.
No, normally we'll complain if we can hear it too much. So yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
Well, I think if Monty was trying to rattle off a script, it might be more invasive, but we're all just having a chat, so I think it's different.
Yeah. So we're in the top half now, with Face of the Enemy.
So that's the one where Deanna wakes up as a Romulan, and she's got some Tal Shiar dude telling her that she has to help them.
Yeah. And it was good to have a Troy do something episode, something actiony.
Yeah.
Where she's put in danger, but she fights her own way out type thing.
Yeah, danger that doesn't involve her being sexually assaulted somehow.
I mean, it's great to have a Deanna-centric episode, but, they really shoehorned her in. Yeah, it's a bit awkward, but, the episode turned out well. What can you do?
Well, I thought it was good because, she needed to be thinking on her feet and, she could use her empathic abilities to do that. And she took control of the situation and bossed it and got them out of it with the Enterprise as help. So I thought it was really good. It was really good to see. Finally, why we had to wait to the 6th.
It's good to see she got her own episode, that's for sure.
took enough time, didn't it? I mean, Riker got about
only 130 episodes
this season, and poor Troy got one. But there you go. Well, one that she wasn't otherwise raped in or something like that. So
yeah, she was the protagonist rather than the she was making things happen rather than reacting to them. I don't know the proper term for that.
Yeah.
There's a term for it, and I'm not thinking of
it. Face of the Enemy. Oh no, I just said that one. Time's Arrow Part 2. So.
Saving data time.
Big data episode, yeah.
Yeah.
Data.
And we learn from that episode onwards.
Big D.
His head is a lot older than the rest of his body.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an old head on young shoulders.
On young shoulders, yeah. I had to stop to cough, or we would have said it in unison.
Yeah. But it's pretty good. I mean, it's a good end to a two-parter. Time's Arrow is quite a solid two-parter, really. It's got like good, it's time travel. It's got good on location stuff in like the sort of Old West. It's got historic characters in it. It's got an interesting, weird alien in it with a cool sort of snake staff. It's got a lot of like good, cool things going on in Time's Arrow. Yeah.
Yep. I liked it.
And from that two-parter to another two-parter, Chain of Command Part 1. Which Sean loved. He gave it a 9. And this is, of course, where they go on their secret mission into Cardassian space.
Jellicoe's brought in.
And
how
Captain
many
Jellicoe,
officers does it take to count the light bulbs?
Yeah. But one officer.
Yeah, that's a great episode.
Yeah. But many light bulbs. Good episode. First time we see a child Cardassian, I guess, a female child Cardassian. So you see the.
We see Rual, yeah.
It's pretty horrific how he introduces his daughter. Or is it the second part? No,
That's the second part.
That's the second part, actually. Forget that. But yeah, this is more of them preparing for the mission, isn't it? And
Getting caught at the end, I think.
getting caught. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the reason why the second part does so much better than the first part is the first part has to spend half the episode, setting up the premise, whereas the second part is just all action. They don't need to set it up; they just go into it. So I guess that's what makes the difference. But yeah, Chain of Command is an excellent two-parter, and your man, what's his name? The guy who plays the Cardassian. He plays General Chang as well. And his daughter played Honey Bunny, was in Picard. Anyway, he's brilliant.
No, that's not his
Oh,
daughter.
no, I'm mixing up.
You're mixing your Klingons.
Yeah. Gul Madred, isn't it?
That was Christopher Plummer's daughter.
Yeah, no,
Klingon.
I'm mixing up two people. David Warner, sorry.
David Warner, yeah, Gorkon.
I really enjoyed seeing Picard.
Yeah. He was
on
in Star
the
Trek
rag
5.
and- sorry. No, I thought you had finished your thought. Continue.
Sorry. I was just going to say he was in Star Trek 5 and Star Trek 6 as well.
I enjoyed that episode, seeing like Picard, like on the grungy side of it, because it's always everywhere they go, everyone's clean laced, no one breaks a sweat. There's no sweat stains on the uniform. There's no wrinkles. And this one, you know, he got dragged through it, and you could see like his resolve. Like, this is why he's captain, y'all. In case y'all was wondering, he didn't just get that job. But yeah, dude was holding out. And he was kind of hot being all grungy. I don't know if that's like a kink or whatever, but he looked, I'm like, ooh, you're looking all tired.
He did get naked a couple of times.
Yeah, that was it. That's why it was so hot. There's nudity. I was like, oh.
He actually got naked. They did it on like a closed set with just like the bare essential camera people there.
So he didn't have that thongy thing that they hang the goods
Apparently
in?
not. He wanted to go method and sort of feel exposed and vulnerable.
That's all part 2, which is third on our list. But yeah.
Well, that's why that's so high.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's why that one's so high up there.
Part
yeah.
1, I love Jellicoe throwing down on that ship, getting people ship shape. And I don't care what anyone says, and I already talked about it, and Chev is the boss. I love it. She comes up in there and she's like, Riker, everyone for this mission is chosen for a reason. You weren't chosen for that reason. Go sit down. And I loved it. Oh, he's like, you don't have any Cardassian experience. And she put Jellicoe up in there. I just love it. Like, the leadership styles are so deliciously different. They're brutal, but they're still respectful. Like, people don't, it can rub you the wrong way, but at the same time, it's still hardcore. Like, get the shit done. We're here doing something serious. This is no play. This is not a TV show, motherfuckers. Somebody's about to die.
Except for Riker, who acts like a little bitch about it.
He does. He bitches through the whole thing. To me, I'm like, shape up, mister.
Yeah. He needs to get with the program. I don't know if you've noticed, you can't really quite see it, but the background for the new season next week, I've already changed the background look. We're in the observation lounge now. We've gone from the holodeck to the observation lounge. Just pointing it out. Yeah.
No, I noticed that.
The other thing, just
Be our last location. Season 7.
the observation lounge. Like that. Keeping with the theme of two-parters, we've then got Descent Part 1. So, the end of the season, just one of the last episodes we reviewed. The big Data and Lore return, where Lore takes control of Data's emotions and feeds him negativity.
Wait, is this 1 or 2 again? Hold on.
This is 1.
1.
This 1, okay. I'm gonna have to bring out the hobo reference now while I remember it. I was on a rant like I usually am. I don't know if anybody remembers this. I'm the lore whore. I love Data to bits because they look alike, and so I'm copy pasting Data in because he's also delicious. But Lore is delicious to me, and I'm pissed off because they threw away such a yummy villain. They just wasted it. I'm like, that's a wasted opportunity. There's so many villain tropes that he fills perfectly that the terrible background story they had with the songs ended up somehow fixing it well enough to where they could use it and just throw it out. And I mean, they have him here at the end. He's in charge. He's a megalomaniac. He's in charge, psychotic megalomaniac in charge of Borg and whatnot. And they just waste him and a two-parter. And I'm like, how did they? That's like saying we beat the Borg in one episode. Excuse me, no. I guess the Borg got two-parter in a movie, but I mean, that's beside the point. But I'm sitting here going, of course he lost. He's a psychotic, deranged robot. He's the equivalent of a coked up hobo with a knife. And that's what they boiled him down to. I was like, he becomes the lord of these rogue Borg. The Enterprise shows up and he's defeated in 2 days. Wow, wow.
That could have been a season arc, couldn't it, really, in the background there? It would have been in nowadays Star Trek. That would have been a whole season.
I mean, they could have broke him up so nice. It hurts how bad they waste opportunities. So many opportunities in these shows. But I'm like, you guys only had one super evil person, and that was the Borg. And behind that, you kind of had the Romulans. And this one, I'm like, why would you throw away evil Data? Come on.
You going through a
Bless you.
Damn it. Tried to make a joke and I started coughing. I say, you going through a Bajoran pregnancy there, Monty?
I think I've got something from you, Sean. I think I've got a virus over this internet connection.
Giving you a computer virus, yeah.
I haven't got my firewall up or something, maybe. I don't know.
You need to put that protective cover over your microphone.
Yeah. Data choking out the J Master episode. What? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Made a song about that. Fact.
I don't know. J Master?
J
Jedi
Master.
Master? Oh.
Jedi Master? Choking out. Oh. I don't know.
Not sure.
Yes. Thank you,
No,
Mr.
sorry,
Tompkins.
can't help.
Yeah, I think it was a missed opportunity. I mean, I gave it a 9 because I do love it, and I love Data going to the dark side, and like it gives me goosebumps about how I felt about that at the time. You know, as a teenager, it just was like, you know, my God, you know, what's he doing? And but as you say, at the end of the day, looking back at it, it was a missed opportunity for Laura's character to not remain. And, you know, they could have used him in Deep Space Nine and all sorts of things then as like an antagonist, you know, making secret deals with the Jem'Hadar or, you know, some sort of thing. You know, he could have Brent Spiner could have come up with it in all sorts of places as a bad guy. And
oh yeah, if there was trading around the Badlands or something, he could be a fugitive they're chasing around or something. They could have done something.
I also
It was
think,
good. I mean, and they gave him the opportunity for that possible redemption arc because he's responsible for the death of 17 worlds, but indirectly. But you see that episode in Brothers where you see the full range of Brent Spiner's acting when he comes in as the son that's just tired of his dad's shit and doesn't want to be a part of it. But then he knows his dad is sick. And that whole part where he's like, what do you mean you're sick? And I'm like, oh, damn, wait, there's a side of lore that's a bit more complex than this, I'm evil, me. And then, you know, you get the thing where he also exhibits like this deep level of like Enneagram level shame. Why didn't you fix me? You could have fixed me and I wouldn't be this. And I'm like, come on, guys, redemption arc is just dripping. And no, we're not going to do that. Let's just keep him dumb and evil. Coked up hobo with a knife.
and I think they also kind of, at this point for TNG anyway, at least, they kind of ruined the Borg because it kind of like, I don't know, it took the fangs away from the Borg. They kind of became, but you know, up to that point, they were kind of like something to be really feared. It was like the Daleks from, you know, Doctor Who. It's kind of like the thing you hide behind your sofa with, you know. It's like, oh my God, the Borg here. And now they're kind of pitiful, kind of pathetic. You kind of feel sorry for them rather than fear them. Yeah.
And much like the Daleks or the Cybermen, for that matter. You know, the more you use them, the worse they are, or the even worse than that, the Sleeping Angels. If you really want to go to Doctor Who, the most brilliant villain, and they just turn it into like a nothing after because they use it too many times. It just gets really annoying. That they just although I will say in Prodigy they use them really well, and they were generally scary again.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I don't know. Has anybody seen Prodigy yet? Now it's on Netflix. Has anybody been watching Prodigy?
Yes.
My goal over the holidays was to get my girls together and watch the first pilot together, but they were so sick and disinterested with their pads, I didn't do it. But I'm gonna watch the first episode tonight because I'm tired of waiting. And saying that they've revitalized the Borg, I love it.
Yeah, the
I
Borg
love
is
the
pretty scary in it.
There's a Borg episode, and it's really scary.
Is that the pilot or is it further in?
No, it's further in.
Further in.
Okay.
Season 2, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, no, it's the back 10. It's the one season, 20 episodes.
Yeah, it's one season, but
sorry.
yeah, it's cut in half. Yeah. What did you think so far, then, Maz?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Very much so.
Have you seen it?
I got my
yet?
nephew. Sorry.
Seen all of it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you watched it all? You just tore through it, did you?
Yeah. I might watch it all again as well, actually. But it's just nice, like certain things. I mean, like you've said about, it's very much a Star Trek feeling kind of thing, which is true. But I really like how the fact that it's animated means that they've got more freedom with what they can do, like go to a planet of water people or go to a planet of people that are made of energy, stuff like that. And
The aliens
you haven't
feel
got the restrictions of CGI.
Yeah. I love the guy. I can't remember the guy. I'm terrible with names. I can't remember the characters' names, but I love the guy that's just like an energy ball in a like robotic suit.
Zero.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
It's a
like
Medusan or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you know anything about them.
He was in the original series, or the Medusans were. They're a ball of energy, and if you look straight at them, then you go crazy. The episode where they're wearing the kind of red visors, that's to stop them going crazy.
Sean's proper suffering there, bless him.
Sorry, it's getting worse.
Yeah,
It's the
poor
end of the
thing.
day, isn't it? It's at the end of the day. If you want to take yourself off, Sean,
Yeah, I'll give it another 5 minutes to see how it goes. I'm going to open a door, get some air in here. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think you probably got a bit hot in that uniform.
Bless him.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's,
Momminess.
like the ship, the Starfleet ship, the Protostars, like a tiny little Starfleet vessel, like starship, but it's really cool. I just love it. I love the interesting characters, and I like the way it feels like Star Trek, and yeah, it feels like a step into the unknown. And I think Janeway's really good in it as well.
Janeway's really cool in it, yeah.
Yeah, there's just lots
Really
to
good.
like. Anyway, next up we got Second Chances.
Yeah. What was that?
Second Chances.
Oh.
That was near the end, wasn't it? We've recently reviewed.
Oh
it.
yeah, that's the one with
Two Rikers.
not Will Riker.
Oh, Thomas,
Yes, that's it.
the
Thomas.
transporter accident. That's a good episode.
Yeah.
Like that episode, and it's
Consistent
interesting.
Scoring on that one.
The only downside of it is I feel that well, they could use this trick just to like you don't even have to create clones of people and worry about their memories. You can just use transporter to recreate copies of anyone you want. And they got suspended animation, so you can just keep backups. At the beginning of the day, photocopy yourself in the transporter, keep yourself on ice, and then if you're a red shirt on a planet that day, well, you can just unfreeze the one you copied this morning. Yeah.
Be that short, like in video games, that quick save.
Quick save, yeah. It's like a quick save cheat. Yeah.
That would be interesting. They had the technology to do that. After they had brought back Scotty from Relics, I don't understand why they didn't do that just as a safeguard. Be like, look, you're about to go down, but we're going to put you in a pattern buffer. Or we're just going to keep your copy here. If you go down there and die on a mission, we're just going to bring you back. because it is literally quick save instead of like losing people. And you can have people go, okay, I'm a quick save myself and I'm gonna go down, but if I don't make it, bring me back. Or not, make it be an option. Maybe people might see like some religious or spiritual oddity in that, but I mean, it's an awesome option, because if you're fine being disintegrated and reintegrated, it's really hard to start splitting hairs in what you think is you.
They've had that technology for a long time as well, because they make it seem like Scotty does something amazing, but then the Doctor does it in Strange New Worlds to keep his daughter alive, doesn't he? He keeps her in the pattern buffers in sickbay. So they could do it pretty much from the get-go, but they never use it, except for on those two circumstances.
I have a strange theory that I'm starting to just have in my head canon. The timeline from Kelvin, from Strange New Worlds and Discovery, and this current timeline, I feel like it's just a frayed end of a time split, and they're all different timelines that are just fubbed off on the end there. Because it's hard to see that these things connect in the same, when the continuity is so jarring that there's no possible way that these are the same timelines.
Wookie in the chat there is liking me to a U-shaped cloud in the sky. Are they saying my beard's gotten a bit too big, fluffy?
A magnificent beard.
My magnificent beard. It might be going soon. It might be going soon.
What?
Yes.
What does Smiley Rainbow say about this?
Well, it'll be going down to a short trimmed little thing, probably.
Oh, I thought you were going to get rid of the upside down head look.
Again.
Yeah.
Chin up.
Chin up. Yeah. Yes. Next up, we've got Timescape. So this is about the temporal disturbances and the Romulan warbird and the beings that make their nest in their artificial gravity well. Smiler is not amused with my rid of my beard.
What? Oh, Smiler.
Well, it depends. I'm applying for a couple of jobs, so it depends. If I get an interview, I feel that I have to shave my beard off to look a bit more corporate, and you know.
But when you have that like stoic bearded man look, coif it up real nice, clean up the edges, and do that like white line you see the barbers do, and just have yourself looking like just sharp as all hell, like I'm Big Daddy Mark, whatever the job is, I do the job.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Mr. Beard says is, keep the beard.
Yeah.
We need to put that beard in a witness protection program. That beard is so magnificent, Monty. It's white and it's like so stoic, and it doesn't age you. Do you know how hard it is to have a white beard that doesn't age you? You look freaking magical in it. Come on.
Wookie says that the end of every Monty's beard is a smiler rainbow.
Sometimes.
I'm not going to think too hard in that because I'm automatically twisting that inappropriately. Next subject.
Where were we? What was we talking about?
Timescape.
Ship in a bottle.
Timescape.
Ship in a bottle. That would be, isn't that the one where
Moriarty, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Comes back and tries to sort of take back over and release himself and stuff. Not in that way.
Once again, another villain.
Oh, yeah, Barclay's fault again.
Huh?
It was Barclay's fault. He mistook Moriarty's program for something and then starts it up, doesn't he?
Reactivates it or whatever.
They mishandled that so much. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with Picard. I'm annoyed with Barclay because the second he got out, I just would have left him running. Like in the Doctor and Voyager, they after a while they let him disengage and engage himself. But it would have been so easy to say, Moriarty, we just haven't found it. Look, we will have you communicating with the scientists that are trying to fix you. Maybe you know something from being in the system that's going to help you. But no, they just kind of like shelve him. And I'm like, dude is a criminal mastermind. He is not going to take a number and wait to be served. Not for years. That whole episode was a problem that they didn't need to have. But it was a good episode, though.
It was good to see Moriarty again. And, yeah.
And he was... Go ahead. Sorry.
And Barclay. So we had 2 Barclay episodes this season because we had this one and the transporter pad one.
Realm of Fear. Yeah.
Realm of Fear. So Barclay episodes are always good.
Once again, Star Trek has fumbled another fabulous villain. How do you fuck up Moriarty? Come on.
That's true.
You have any idea?
Yeah.
I was like, this is Sherlock Holmes' nemesis. How does Star Trek fumble that super villain into a wow? He's on a ship. He's leaving on a jet plane. Duped. He's just duped in a computer loop. Oh, okay. And then they tease you that he's going to come back in the 3rd season of Picard. That's why I didn't watch the 3rd season of Picard or the last half of the 2nd season. I couldn't do it. They bring out Moriarty. Do you have any idea the badassery that they could have had in season 3 with Moriarty coming back on? You're not fucking me around this time.
Well,
Like, can you unleashing Moriarty on the Star Trek crew with lore? Can you? Oh my God, it would have been orgasmically fabulous with those villains.
It's not Moriarty though, is it?
No.
In
So
Picard season
that
3.
in that trailer to get everybody worked up for nothing. I hate those fake promises.
Yeah, it was a fake out because
Yeah.
it was just
Wasn't
it was like, is it data subconscious or the computer data subconscious using Moriarty as visuals as a signal?
so cheap. Whoever did that needs to be slapped.
It's still better than season 1 and 2. It's still better than every season of Discovery.
Yeah.
So there's shades of terribleness.
What I did in the toilet earlier was better than Discovery.
Oh, burn.
And I don't mean finger
my
painting.
hand canon is Discovery is a totally different timeline that hasn't redone anything. Because Spock having an older sister suddenly was just dumb.
Well, I think they confirmed now, haven't they, that Discovery, Strange New Worlds, and Picard are all in a different, or at least Discovery and Strange New Worlds are in a different timeline. But it's the.
Have they confirmed that?
Well, I think so. Because in Picard season 3, when they shown a Constitution class starship and space dock, it was the 60s version of the Constitution class starship, which seems to suggest that the one we're seeing in Strange New Worlds right now, being it's completely different looking, is another variation, another timeline, another universe.
Yeah, but you know how these people are on continuity. I can't. Oh, no, I'm not gonna talk about continuity. That'll put me on another tangent. I'll just stick with wastes of villains, perfectly juicy, beautiful villains. How do you mess up Sir Conan Doyle or whatever his name is? How do you mess up his freaking masterpieces of Sherlock? How do you do that? Ugh. Okay. Anyway.
And then we got Birthright Part 1. Because wonder why we put that so high. Dun, 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 dun.
Great episode.
Dun,
Oh,
dun,
yeah, yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
Was
Yeah.
Birthright Part 1 when he got to the planet and there was like a prisoner camp of Klingons from Kittimer? Is that Birthright or is this still like the
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it did pretty good. It was a decent storyline and concept.
Guys, I gave it an extra 5 minutes with the door open. I can't stop coughing. I'm just
No.
going to call it quits there, okay?
No worries.
Have a good evening. I'll speak to you next week. I should be better by then.
Cheers, Sean. You're not going to miss a
mind
lot because
yourselves.
we're nearly at the end of it now. We're
Yeah,
about 4
I
minutes
know,
in.
but I just can't seem to stop coughing, and the more I
No,
talk,
no
the worse
worries.
it gets. So I'm just going to leave it, okay? Talk to you.
Next week. Yes. Oh, poor Sean. Poor Sean. Well, we hope he gets well soon.
No.
Have you ever noticed how, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, how a lot of theme tunes, you can sing the name of the show or film in the music? So you got like, Deep Space Nine, 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 you know? Like Star Trek Voyager, you know? Or even the original, what was the, what the original
Star Trek, the original series.
Yeah, that sort of thing, you know? Yeah. You know? What was the theme tune to Indiana Jones?
Oh, man.
Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones. You know, I don't know. Yeah, there's always ways of like the number of syllables and that you can kind of fit in the title of the show. It kind of sings the show in orchestral music. Do you know what I mean? It's just a.
Now you got me thinking of all kinds of stuff.
I think
I'm like,
Jurassic Park's quite a good one as well. I can't remember. Jurassic Park. I don't know. Something like that. Yeah. Anyway.
Star Wars,
Next.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah. What was
Good
Back
night,
to the
Mr.
Future?
T.
What was Back to the Future? I can't remember. Night,
nice.
Mr. Tokens. Anyway, Tapestry's up next. Tapestry. I can't remember what Tapestry was. I should know
that
what
was
Tapestry
cute.
was.
Picard got
that
shot in the
was-
chest.
That was, you know,
Oh, the one with the Nauticans. Yeah, brilliant
Yes.
episode.
yes. Play Dom Jockman. Yeah.
On the IMDb scores, that one comes second from top. So yeah, pretty high scoring all round. We got it fourth from top, but still up there.
What he said is he's imagining Monty in the shower singing these songs. But I did. That's where I put all that together in the shower. I did do that. That is not
Singing into your links with a soapy beard.
Yes. That was definitely me. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I had Back to the Future as well, but I can't remember what the Back to the Future theme tune went like.
Oh.
Yeah, that is a great episode, isn't it? Tapestry. It's a good Q episode. It's a good lore episode with Picard and
Good
his
Picard
heart.
backstory episode.
And
Yeah.
it's good to see for me, the Monster Maroon uniforms back. And yeah.
Some slightly cringy age gap kissing, but other than that, a really excellent episode.
Yes.
That was
a bit cringe. At least next week he kind of has. Well, yeah, we're not going to that yet. Chain of Command Part 2 is better than Part 1 because there are more lights than we think there are.
Just such a great chemistry between those two guys on screen. It's just some kind of magic happens, I think.
It's magic. It is magic. And horrific. It's sort of
the acting was great.
beautiful acting and horrificness at the same time. As I said, when he brings his daughter out and he does not care that his daughter is seeing this torture played out in front of her, it's just like, lays bare the horrors of this kind of war mentality.
And I guess you know what was also weird when he first said that, it didn't actually hit me. I don't know if that says much about me or America or the way I grew up. But when he said that, and I'm like, well, he's not doing anything to you right now. All she sees is a naked dude on a chair talking to his dad. It's an alien. Maybe that's how they look.
Maybe. Yeah.
She's probably never seen a human on a chair before. You know, she's used to seeing all these aliens, and Daddy's talking to this alien, and this alien doesn't wear clothes.
Yeah. So that's Chain of Command Part 2. Starship Mine. Probably
My favourite episode, by the looks of it, only one I gave a 10.
Probably my favourite episode of the season as well. Even though I gave it a
You didn't give any of them a 10, by the looks of it.
No, I should have gave that one a 10, I think. I made a mistake there. I should have given Starship Mine a 10. I don't know why I didn't. But that's one episode where if I'm going to go back to Star Trek and I just think, today I'm going to watch an episode of TNG, that is more often than not an episode I go back to because I just love it. Because I love the whole, thinking of the Enterprise as a big, massive ship. And I just like the way they film it in all the Jeffries tubes and the corridors and the panels. And it just makes it feel like a big... Epic, massive ship that they're running around rather than just a set, one little set. Mm-hmm. They're just reusing at different angles, you know. They do a really good job.
That's the Die Hard Picard episode?
Die Hard Picard, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was nice. I did like seeing Picard in civilian clothes that didn't look stupid. It was cool to see. It was cool to see, like, just people being normal.
It had like loads of little things that, I love seeing the Enterprise look empty and different lighting, and Picard come onto the bridge, unusually enough for him to have the bridge to himself and just kind of relish the moment and just sort of sit back and go, yeah, this is my motherfucking bridge. It's great.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that it's got action and it's got comedy, and the fact that they put all the comedy into this kind of job's worth of a base commander kind of guy that is obviously doesn't really do his job, but just talks to people, just schmoozes his whole career away. He knows everyone and everything, and then they just mercilessly kill him on the spot, and they just cover his body and then never mention him again. Savage.
That was wrong. They did him dirty.
Yeah. Great episode. Love that episode. But our top spot goes to A Fistful of Datas.
Woohoo!
It's a fun episode.
Yes. And that's of course our TNG sort of cowboy episode in the holodeck.
Fistful of Data's on IMDb is another one that's very different on there than what we've got.
Why have they got
it? Is only 9th from the bottom.
9th from the bottom? A Fistful of Datas?
Mm-hmm.
Philistines. Heathens.
Was the 7.4 the same as True Q and Quality of Life?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had given Starship Mine 10. But it's definitely, for me, one of the top episodes of the season. It's just to get in another one of those fun episodes that has got proper jeopardy to it, but also has a fun comedic element that utilizes a lot of the cast in fun ways. It's good to see like the relationship between Worf and his son evolve. We don't get many of those episodes. Like, where the hell is he for most of it? Like, Worf's just there. They've forgotten about him. He's like, Alexander's gone. I don't know where he is. He's in the lower deck somewhere, crawling around in torpedo tubes or something. I don't know. Nobody knows. But
My favorite meme is with him and Diana in that episode where he ends up phasing through different dimensions and time, and he's looking at her intently, but they've put the caption in as "I want another child," and she's like, "Oh, Worf, that's beautiful." He's like, "No, I want another child." I was like, "Damn, that was brutal."
Yeah.
You did
So
not
there we
care about
go.
that child.
There we go. That's our rundown of season 6. That's what we scored it as. Just looking back on it, that was our top episodes for season 6. Season 5. Did I not? Oh, I didn't score them, did I? I didn't re-thingy them. Our top episode was second from last. Inner Light, of course. And for season 4, our top episode was Data's Day. Well, there's a theme. There's a theme. Yeah.
We gotta give Commander Song. Can you imagine how badass if they would just call him Lieutenant Commander Song? I'm sorry, that's a ring to it. Come on. I loved it.
Season 3, we got 2 joint episodes. Yesterday's Enterprise and Best of Both Worlds, which are great episodes. Season 2.
Was I there for that?
Maybe not. Hang on, let's have a look. No.
No.
No scores from you on that one. Season 2, it was Q Who and A Measure of a Man. Again, 2 fantastic episodes. And season 1, the top episode was 11001001. I think, yes. Which, next to all the others, is a bit meh, really. But there you go. That's what it scored as at the time. Now we're onwards and upwards with season 7, with the next episode next week being Liaisons. So if you watched it this week, you've done your homework already. If not, you have to watch that for next week, and we'll be back with a full episode and full quiz and bingo and all those fun things next week. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I did watch it, take some notes, enjoyed it.
I've already done it and done my notes. I'm ahead of myself now for the first time ever.
I didn't. I'm the only person who didn't, apparently. But it was really nice, like not having to prep. I just was able to have a nice long shower and do my makeup properly for a change. And so you'll get that luxury next week.
I will. Yeah, I'll be all ready.
I'll be frantically preparing.
I'll have a quick read through everything, just make sure I've got everything down, and I'll be ready to rock and roll. I've even got my thumbnail ready and everything. Craziness. Night, Maz Ram Stuplum. Good night, sir. And I'm actually surprised that we actually started the stream with nothing and still managed to go the full 2 and a bit hours.
What do you mean nothing?
Well, you know, without really a proper agenda, or we've just been rambling for 2 hours. I thought, gosh, we're going to go through this in like 20 minutes and then go, now what are we going to do?
Can you imagine if you had like screenshot videos, pictures and everything of this?
Yeah.
I guess it would have been a little bit longer. We definitely would have.
Yeah. Another big series we've been watching is The West Wing, and the last couple of evenings, Smiler Rainbow and myself have finished now all 7 seasons of The West Wing. So we've just said goodbye. We've said goodbye to The West Wing now, sadly. Waved that off. And was great. Did they ever make any TV movies or anything of The West Wing, or is it just the
Not that
7
I'm aware of,
series?
no.
It's just the 7 seasons. They didn't do anything else after that. Yeah, it's a shame. I was expecting to finish the 7 seasons and then find like some specials or something, some Christmas specials or something like that. But no, nothing. So,
I miss when they used to do stuff like that. Like you'd have the show, and then the show would put out a holiday episode.
yeah, I thought there'd be something, some sort of like TV movie or some mini series or something, a few
Cousin
years
Rob
later.
would be the one to ask. He's been obsessed with the West Wing for many years, so if there's anything else, he'll tell you.
It was proper emotional at the end because I won't spoil anything, but one of the main characters, one of the cast die, unfortunately, IRL. So they have to sort of rejigger the end of the last season, and it's quite emotional.
Oh,
But
reminds me of when General Hammond, actually, the actor who did General Hammond in Stargate, he passed away, and they had to deal with that in Stargate SG-1.
Oh yes, yeah. I'm pretty sure he's in the West Wing as well at some point.
Me and the Mister started watching Supernatural together, so I enjoyed that. I had actually, I don't know if you guys follow any of those like Star Trek quizzes or anything like that, because me and Gudjon were going through one like, how would you cast TNG in the Kelvin universe? And Anson, I think it's Jensen Ackles or whatever his name is. I was like, he's got to be Riker. Come on.
Who?
With the beard.
Make a good Riker.
Jensen
Jensen
Ackles. He also plays Coach Teague in Smallville.
Jensen Ackles. Oh, right. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I can see him being Riker.
Like a younger Riker or whatever. A little more green, but still got the sexy Riker. I'll do any alien presence.
Yeah. We'll talk about liaisons next week, but there was a feeling that I thought, well, they choose Picard to go to the alien planet, and I, after watching it, thought, yeah, they really should have chose Riker for that mission. They chose the wrong person.
That episode would have gone down way differently.
Yeah.
He would have not brushed that woman off. He would have gently consoled her and gave her as much as he could give her without it getting weird. He would have soothed her mind. He would have gave her everything her heart needed. It would have been like a romance novel, and in the end, he would have somehow still brought her back from the brink of batshit wacko. I'm gonna see if I can make an episode in my head about that, because that's almost interesting enough to go, what would he have said?
What would Riker have done? Yeah, you never want to ask yourself that question, really.
He would have done everyone in the room. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Can you imagine the sort of drugs and enhancements you could take in that time period? You can go all night if you wanted to. That's weird. I'm going to change the subject. But like, if you think about it, yeah.
And we decided, now we've finished The West Wing, we're now going to go on to, because it's just come out, Reacher Season 2. So that's going to be the next thing to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to that. Though the guy looks massive. He looks huge. Have you seen it?
No.
I've seen most of it, and Chris is not watching it yet because we want to read the book before he watches the series, because he never really gets a chance to do that and appreciate a book before seeing something on TV.
Yeah.
So he's holding off, but I've already read the book, so I've been watching it sort of secretly while Ludacris isn't around.
I think this is the 11th book or something like that.
It is. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad Luck and Trouble.
Yeah.
Did you read the book recently, or is it
It
something you've
wasn't
read?
recently, no. I've read all of the Reacher books at some point, but at some point, probably in the last 5 years or so, something like that. So it's not like it was, 20 years ago, but it would have been, at least 15 Reacher books ago that I read it. So I think we're on like 26 now.
At least with that nice bit of it is when you get the book, you get the chance to visualize everything. And but when you come fresh out of the book and you go to the TV show or a movie, it always seems to let people down or upset people because they have such a vivid internal depiction of it, and it's jarring when you see something else. But it's really nice when you've read it and there's been enough time for you to like let that fade, and then this new rendition or translation of it comes in, or vice versa. Sometimes I wait to see the show first and read the book later, because then the book ends up being cast by all these people and you get to see some of the backgrounds and filling in some
For
of
me,
the
it's about the anticipation. It takes longer
Yeah.
to read something than to watch an episode, so it's like, it will probably give us months of reading to get through that book together. But the episodes, you can watch them back to back and, watch them in sort of about 5 hours or something. So, it's just a nice way of, you get that extra detail and then you can see it sort of brought to life. It's just, I mean, I've done it both ways with various things, but Ludacris isn't really that much of a reader. So, he's got around to reading the Harry Potter books years after seeing the films and, and other such things, but he's never actually read a book first. So it's just be a nice experience for him to be able to sort of see the story unfolding on paper before he already has that pre-canned visualization of it all.
It's Jack Reacher Book 11 Wookie Childs, Lee Childs, who writes the Reacher books. The second season of the Reacher television series is based on Book 11. I think the first season was based on the first book.
One, yeah.
But the second season kind of jumps forward a little bit and is based on the 11th book.
Yeah.
What is a quick snapshot of that show or whatever? I
Have
know
you not
the
seen
name, but
Reacher? The first.
Yeah.
Is
It's
that the Tom Cruise movies?
well, yeah, Tom Cruise was cast in the movies. Yeah, it's the same thing. But Jack Reacher is, ironically enough, a hobo.
He is,
and he just
yeah.
drifts around and he doesn't live anywhere. He's finally got out of the army and he doesn't really want to settle down anywhere. So he just goes exploring America and gets into various trouble or helps people out of trouble at various towns that he finds along sort of middle America and stuff. And each story is some different adventure or some different scrape he gets in. But sometimes it's told in the first person, sometimes it's in like the third person.
Nice.
But he's like, he has a special set of skills.
And I will find you, and then I will kill you.
Yeah. He's good at fucking people up, basically. He's and it's pretty cool in that in the first he because he's a hobo, because he just like walks around, he just buys his clothes from thrift stores and then wears them, and then because he doesn't bother getting stuff washed or anything, and then he just like chucks it out and then buys some more clothes from a store. That just goes around. He travels really light.
He has like a passport and a toothbrush, and that's pretty much it.
Passport and toothbrush, and just buys what he needs as he goes.
But he's like a hella good fighter, and in the books, like you see how he's always thinking 10 steps ahead of the people who, he's always sizing people up and picking up on visual cues, and he knows everything that's going to happen 10 steps before it happens. You get some sense of that on the TV episodes as well, but the thing about Jack Reacher is he's absolutely massive. He's like nearly 7 foot, hands like shovels, And of course, in the films, they cast Tom Cruise like the smallest man in Hollywood. So a lot of fans were not really happy about that. But in the series, they've cast Alan Richardson, who, I mean, he's just the embodiment of Reacher. He does it so well. He's exactly what the fans think of, you know, when you think of Reacher. So it's really, it's kind of validation. It's sort of wiped that Tom Cruise slate clean.
The guy is a man mountain. He's just. This is the promo picture for the second season. I'll just bring
He's the
him
guy
up.
who played Aquaman in Smallville.
Look at the size of him.
Okay.
He's absolutely ginormous. He's like 7 feet tall. When you see him, like,
How do you not remember and notice that guy? Whoa!
I know when he walks in the room, he's just like he's like the Rock. He's just massive.
He's so good.
Yeah. Anyway. There we go. So yeah, that's what we'll be watching.
He's
this
asking
week.
if it's Patriot Games with Harrison Ford. No, that
no.
would be Tom Clancy.
That's Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy? Not Lee
Yeah, it's also a
Charles,
good
but,
set of books, though. That's the
yeah.
what's he called? The main character in those books, those Tom
Jack
Clancy.
Ryan.
Jack Ryan. That's
Jack
it.
Reacher.
Jack Ryan. Yeah.
Close, but not quite works.
No, where Jack Ryan is kind of like the thinker and going around solving the problems just with thinking. Jack Reacher is a thinker, but he's also very much a doer.
Yeah.
He's the guy that goes
He's a
through
shit
the walls.
kicker. He'll kick the shit out of everyone. With flair.
Yeah. Oh, it's just.
There's that little promo clip I've seen of season 2 where he's walking towards this car and the guy in the car's like, what does he think he's going to do? And Jack Reacher just really kicks the bonnet of the car and the, what do you call it, the airbag.
The airbags go off in the guy's face.
Oh my god!
Yeah, just
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice. I might have to look into that then. Sounds like a really good.
Very
Amazon
sweet.
Prime. Yeah. Amazon Prime.
Oh, that'd be good. We still got Amazon Prime for I think 133 days, but since they're talking about doing the
That's
commercials,
fine.
I'm like, I don't want commercials. So I'm already
Yeah.
paying for stuff. I'm not
Just
paying
got that
for
notification today.
There are commercials in Prime as well as pay for it.
So it says limited commercials, and you can pay an extra $2.99 to have an ad-free version.
I'll just cancel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to cancel it.
It's like way to ensure your stuff is gonna get pirated. You want that extra $3, and you're
know.
gonna end up losing full subscription because people don't have time for that
I've
shit.
cancelled Netflix. I'm cancelling Amazon Prime. I've cancelled. How am I going to watch anything? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, see, everybody you know, every
Through
friend you
nefarious
know that you're
means.
tight with, every friend you know that you're tight with, one person pays for one streaming service and has the family plan. And your family member, they're like, oh, okay. Because that's how we do it. We have a friend that's got HBO Nordic. We got another friend that's got this and another friend that got that. And we're so close. And since they're all Icelandic, they look like they could all be family. So like, we just
You're saying they all look the same? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, if they see your beard and they see my guy, they'll be like, oh, yeah.
I'd fit right in.
So,
Wookie wants to know if you do product placement here on our show.
I would, if anybody cared, Wookie. yeah. If they want to reach
His friend
out to
has
her.
some special plugs he needs selling. Yeah,
Are they
where you can
gym?
plug
Are they
them
have a gym?
where they're supposed to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to do that. We could just hold it in our mouths and see, this is how it would look like.
I know I'm always sat here with a smile on my face, but I don't know if that's the kind of plug we want to promote.
It'd be like, and that's when the environment of the TNG review show changed and
forever.
The subscription of the subscribers
They
went
light
down and then strangely went up.
Brilliant.
Smiler Rainbow spent her entire life kicking out porn bots from the chat.
Right, I think with that, I think we'll call it a day on the TNG review show for this week. I quite enjoyed our little year in review. That was a fun thing to do for a change, and back to normal round next week. Oh, I see. So you can plug them into the plugs, and they can see in the dark. Yes, we've got some of those. Yeah, it's very cool. Yes, so for liaisons, we'll see you next week with myself, Montalban, Mazza Bob, Telecon Turner, and Chief Sean. 8 o'clock next Wednesday. See you then. Cheers. I've lost my off button.